Hello, welcome back to math class. Today we're going to be talking about domain and range. Sorry, I couldn't resist myself. I really like British accents. So domain and range, that's going to be learning card. We're up to learning card number 6. This is the first one of this unit, but if you're keeping track at home, and this card really is really basic. The main reason to go through it is that domain and range is one of those concepts that is just so important in math. You're going to hear about it for the rest of your math careers, whether that be 2 years, you're into geometry, you're into Algebra 2, all the way up through calculus, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why this is really, really vital. Anyway, so domain and range, a couple of things. Domain, remember, is effectively all possible x values. A little bit big there. My apologies. Better. Now notice I've got this arrow under here. It's going left to right. And that's the other thing. It runs from left to right. Left to right. So how far to the left, how far to the right? And again, it's x values. But again, I'm saying that a lot. But again, Ben. Sorry. So I'm going from, oops. These highlighters don't like me. All the way over here. Now the range is running up and down. See, I told you they didn't like me. So the range, same idea, it's going to be all possible y values. And, as Megan Trainor says, it runs from the bottom to the top. If I had some mad video editing skills, this is where I'd put in a little from the bottom to the top. Anyway, back on track. So notice down here, we've got, again, arrow running top to bottom. Now, the two hints I'm going to give you, and I'm going to show you both examples, and whichever one works best for you. Some people are just fine saying, how far to the left does this graph go? Okay, this is as far left as it goes. And then how far to the right does this graph go? Okay, this is as far right as it goes. And then they can get those numbers. And they're okay doing the same thing. That's the bottom of the graph. This is the top of the graph when they go. Okay? If you're one of those people, wonderful. Not everybody's like that. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of hints that you may find useful. So hint number 1, draw a box around the graph. Stay in your seats. We're not done yet. Or you can also do this. You can do a shadow. I'll show you what I mean there. Kind of depends on how you like it. So for the first one, we'll do the box. So when I say draw a box, I'm going to ask you to find the domain. We're also going to find the range. So when I say put a box around it, you're going to draw a box both in both the x and the y direction. So you're not going to try to maximize the space here or anything. You're going to actually just go through and draw a box that would fit the entire graph and touch it where at the leftmost right, top, bottom. And so from there, then, what you're going to say is, well, how far to the left is it? On the left side here, that's -3. That's going to run to +3. And that's your domain. That's it. How far to the left, how far to the right. Now, depending upon what your teacher is having you do, you can either write it in inequality notation like this. So it's running from -3, which is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 3. Or you can also write in interval notation. Since the 3's are included, you use the hard brackets, and you do it like that. So it works either way. And then you're going to do the same thing for the range. Again, remember, you're starting at the bottom, so down over here, you can be like, okay, that's at -4, and that's going to run into, I hit up here, which is at 3. So you're, and again, since your range is running in negatives, or it's running the y direction, I'm sorry, it's going to run from -4, which is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 3. Or you might be able to say it as -4. Wow, that's an ugly 4. Up to 3. So that'd be the interval notation. Ta-da! You're done. And again, that's just giving us an idea. Domain and range, the whole idea of it is just to say, all right, what numbers work? Because that way, if for some reason you say, okay, my answer is x has an x value of 5, you know you're not doing it right. And that's the whole kind of, you're kind of putting in everything, all your answers in a ballpark, so you know where they're supposed to be. Now, the shadow thing that I talked to, it's kind of like this. So picture like you've got this sun up here, or a whole bunch of light bulbs. If you want to sing Mr. Sun from Raffi, feel free. So we've got the sun. So there's going to be this shadow here that comes down. So if the sun's up there, this graph is going to have a shadow all the way through here. Now, since this arrow keeps going here, so it's going to keep going this direction, the shadow is going to also continue to keep going. Whoops, lost my highlighter. There we go. And so all of this is going to keep going. So again, same idea as the box. I'm starting down here at -4, and I'm going to go all the way over here to infinity. Now, in terms of writing this down, there's a couple of different things here. Now, for those of you guys who are outside of community or West Chicago Community High School, let me write this down first before you start yelling. Hear me out, and we'll go from there. Now, initially, just to have students make sure we get this right, initially we kind of have them write it like this. -4, actually, it's not going to be less than or equal to. That you have a right to yell at me for. It's going to be less than x. And we go ahead and have them write this initially because, again, it gives them the idea that it's going to go on through infinity. Now, I do know, again, I'm not that bad, that, we're going to eventually block this off, and we're good saying that x is bigger than 4, or -4, or -4 is less than x. But, again, we want to get them into the habit of seeing the top and bottom part first. The other thing that this does really nicely is it does kind of set you up for interval notation. Because here, notice with interval notation, you do have a -4 and you do have the infinity going on. So it does kind of need to be a nice bridge into that. So, students, if you're doing this for a different class, you may want to be careful of this section right here. Your teacher may not be entirely thrilled that you're doing that, but if you'll have them, feel free to email me. And then from range here, same idea. Now, the sun's moved in this case, so we'll move our sun over here. So if the sun's over there, the shadow's being cast in a different direction. So now the shadow's coming down through here. Now, the one thing which I like about the shadow in the box method is this. Sometimes it's really easy for students to just go from endpoint to endpoint. But when they do the box or they see to do the shadow method, they really see that, like particularly in this region over here, like right here, sometimes they would, stop it right here. That region right there, they don't because the shadow continues to be cast. So just something to think about. So again, down here, the shadow's stopping here at 1, and it's going up again to infinity there. So your range would then end up being 1, which is less than or equal to in this case, because notice down here, we've got that there. They're filled in. You've got a line. Y is less than infinity. Again, be careful with that. But again, it just lends so nicely in. Oops. Hard bracket, Mr. Hayes. But it does lend itself very, very nicely getting into interval notation and going from there. So, again, not a super difficult concept here, but it's one of those things where sometimes just a quick refresher helps a lot. So hopefully you found this helpful for that. As always, if you have any questions, email me or see me in class. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.